Hey guys, thanks for watching Faster and Louder. If you've been following around for a second, you probably know that I put some taillight tinting on my car a while back. It was a Rust-Oleum tinting and it didn't last for longer than like 3 days. So I finally rubbed the rest of it off and I'm going to be doing VHT Nightshades instead. So I figured I would make a video and you guys can follow along on the progress of that. So enjoy! Alright, so starting out, I got the middle taillight section out. I just use masking tape like a mofo. And I got the side lights out. It took me about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes to get them out completely. It was a little more difficult than I thought, I guess, but not too bad. So that's what I got right here. They're both, all three are removed. So the first part that I'm actually going to do now that I have them out is I'm going to kind of try to remove some of the residue from the Rust-Oleum lens tint that I have. Up close right here, there's kind of this residue looking crap on it. I have to figure out a way to get that off completely. Like you can see right here where it's shiny and where it's not. The flat looking part is actually the old tint, and I need to completely remove that before I go ahead and start applying the VHT Nightshades. So that'll be the next part. I'm going to finish that and I'm going to scuff it all up and it'll be ready for the VHT. Alright, so really quick, I just want to show you guys some of the stuff that I got, like the actual materials for this job. So obviously we have the VHT Nightshades. This is some goof off. This is mostly just for trying to get the old Rust-Oleum film off, but even if you don't have the same problem I do with that, I do recommend getting something to make sure there's like no wax or any kind of residue on there. Make sure it's nice and clean. Got some shot towels. That's pretty self-explanatory. I got a spray bottle. This is going to be for just spraying it for the wet sanding part of it. And I got some 1500 grit sandpaper for the wet sanding. But first, I'll be using a scuffing pad. It's an 800 grit rating. I'm going to be using that to get off a lot of the bigger stuff, like the old Rust-Oleum tint. So I'll be using it to get rid of that. And then afterwards, I'll be using a 1500 to kind of smooth it down. Okay, so everything is all scuffed up. I cleaned it a couple times with some isopropyl alcohol just in case the overspray remover would make it so the paint wouldn't adhere, so I cleaned it off a couple times. I got the surface pretty scuffed. You can see there's maybe a little bit of cloudiness to it. That'll help the paint adhere to the actual plastic. So yeah, I mean, it's not, definitely not dirt and dust free, this environment, but I have it pretty clean and I'm not too worried about it. If there is anything that actually ends up in the paint, I'll be able to wet sand that out afterwards. So with all that being said, I think it's time to put some paint on here. Alright, so that's 3 coats of paint on here. As you can see, it is much darker. I think that it's about as dark as I want to go on it. It still has like a good dark red look to it. I mean, obviously I would like to go black if possible, but you know, safety is a factor, unfortunately. They actually look pretty damn dark when they're more in a shade, as you can tell. Like this doesn't really have direct light on it and it looks way darker. So I'm thinking it's gonna look pretty dark when it's actually like installed in the back of the car. So I'm not too worried about it. And in direct sunlight, it'll be more visible, more red. So that works for me. I can live with that. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it. I think it looks pretty good. It took me about 4 hours or so to do in total, I think. If you've done any kind of blackout to your taillights, let me know in the comments and send me a picture if you can. I want to see what yours looks like. I didn't use the overlays because a lot of people said that the adhesive tape on the back side of the overlay that goes on your lenses looks pretty bad when it's nighttime and you're pressing the brakes. You can actually see it, so I didn't really want to do that. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Does it look cool? Look like crap? Either way, let me know. And thanks for watching.